Alright, let's start talking about the Studio One stuff we did. Unfortunately, one window I want to have show up on the screen capture software, I can't... Wait a minute. I can't seem to get the thing to show up. So I might just have to talk about what the heck's going on here. Because, yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh well, because there's this little window that shows up on the metronome setup. Basically, you click on that little wrench down here, and what should pop up is like you'll have your metronome active thing, or you'll see accent, beat, and offbeat, and whatnot, and then in the middle you'll end up seeing like a pre-roll. You have a pre-count and a pre-roll. You want the pre-roll checked, and then you can select how many bars will begin playing back. So if you have one bar selected, and say you want to start recording right at this bar, what'll happen is it starts playing back one full bar and then begins. That's where you start recording there. So that's the little technique to help you fix certain mistakes and whatnot that need to be done instead of redoing the whole thing. So yes, make sure the pre-roll is on, and then you can change how many bars back it will begin playing when you hit record in the metronome setup. Now, see, one of the other things we looked at, go over here. So let's say you need to make one chord or note either last longer or shorter. So you want to make sure that you first split it. Use the knife tool there, split the thing, and you come back, pick the arrow again, and then I would turn the snap to grid off, so this way you have more control. So you move your cursor over here to the end of the chunk you want to change, and wait for that to make that little look, and then you hold down the Alt key, which brings up that little clock, and that allows you to time stretch this stuff. The other thing we looked at was nudging. Also, probably want the snap to grid off. This way you have more control over where you actually want it to be. So let's say you want the beginning of something to be right where that cursor is. So you have this selected, the part you want to nudge, and then you hold down the Alt key again, and then on the arrows you can move it right or left, and that'll begin nudging it to where you want it to be. So this way, if you have like a really good take of something, and it's just like one little spot is tiny, just barely off, you can just use that nudge feature and use that nudge feature to help kind of polish things up when need be. Yeah, it's definitely frustrating when you think you're done recording and then you hear a mistake that you really want to correct, like a week or two down the road. So little things like that to help. So if you have any questions with what to do there, or if any other little recording things or editing things pop up you'd like to talk about, let me know, and we can definitely go over that. Let's get this back up. Okay. So exercises 1 and 2, even though they're pretty straightforward in terms of rhythm, still I'm considering them, the eighth note, single note rhythm stuff. Just helping you continue to work on the strict alternate picking. So 140 beats a minute is the goal to get to again, no faster than that. So let's start with good old 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. funny feeling in my index finger there. Isn't that nice when you play guitar and then you feel like a strange pain? Like, oh, damn it. What now? Alright, here's 100 beats a minute for reference. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 140. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on to number 2. One, 2, 3, 4. Got such a sad pinch, it screwed me up. Oh man. Alright, enough fooling around. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. $100. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 140. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and number 3, the Etude. If you don't know what that means, it's basically like a short song with the focus on practicing a particular type of technique. So the first goal here, what you should do each day to lock in the rhythm and all, work up what's highlighted from 60 to 120 going by 5s, and then after you do that, the goal is to play the whole thing without the repeat first, and then once you can do that, play the whole thing with the repeat, so twice through, and then you resolve to the A note. Once you can do that, I want you to shoot for 3 times through and then 4 times through. Basically see how many times you can push it. You probably will get tired in the picking hand and picking arm. Totally understandable. It's part of pushing the endurance aspect of this stuff. And 120 beats a minute, no faster than that. That's what you want to get to. So what I'll do, let's see, I'll go ahead and just demonstrate this whole thing at the 120, then I'll play it twice through. And obviously some kind of memorization has to happen with this, so take your time with it. If you need to take extra steps to put everything together, that's fine. If you want to play the whole thing slower than 120, that's totally fine, but don't go past 120. You want to stay or keep you right where you can pick fast enough, or basically you're picking fast for you while still in control, but just we're like very close to where the control starts to go away. So this way, getting used to keeping your personal fast controlled speed and keep it there for a longer period of time can carry over, usually does, carries over into the faster speed, so you have even more control when you go faster again. Yeah, if you want to practice 2 bars at a time, that's fine. Like a line by line kind of thing, and get those up before piecing it all together. That's fine. Take as many steps as you need to in piecing this all together. So here it is at 120, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Trying to think if there's anything else. Well, we did briefly look at suspended chords, but we'll get into more detail with that next time. But if you get an itch to fiddle around with some of those interval combinations, have at it. And if any questions come up, please let me know. I'll see you again on Monday.